relaxation isn't active. We forget that sometimes. It doesn't need to be an activity. It's the taking away of activity. So I want to take away everything else except one crunchy exception. Cereal. Welcome to The Empty Bowl, a podcast where you just have to think about cereal. My name is Justin McElroy, and I'm a cereal enthusiast.
And my name is Dan Goubert, and I'm a cereal crypt keeper, keeping the memory of all the cereals we've lost, both good, bad, and unforgettably bad.
Here we are, again. And you have no expectations. Dan and I, we have a whole bevy of activities for you. But you, my friend, you don't have to do anything. Just relax and think for the next half hour or so about cereal. We're going to have some news. We're going to have some reviews. We're going to have adventure. There's going to be rhymes. There's probably a lot of rhyming. Any other expectations, Dan, that you want to set at this point, or do you want to let people just sort of unwrap it?
Yeah. I'm thinking about rhymes now. Is that is the expectation to
I've
rhyme
distracted you with the rhymes. Listen, we got a lot of exciting cereal news to get into, Dan, including, really pioneering cereal advancements in the alcohol fields. So I'm very excited to talk about all of it. But first, what's up with Squishmallows?
Yeah, I feel like the word exciting is doing a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to Squishmallow cereal, which is a Kellogg cereal that has already been spotted at Costco, I see, on the reddit.com/r/Costco subreddit.
Sure. One of the hot spots of the internet.
So, I don't know. I'm sure you, as a parent, are more than well familiar with Squishmallows as a concept.
Yeah, they're fat beanie babies. That's the whole pitch.
They're really
big,
soft,
chunky beanie babies.
Yeah, they come in all kinds of sizes. I have a couple. I really like them. They make good, hugging pillows when you sleep. And obviously, kids love them, too. Enough to turn them into a cereal. And it's called Original Squishmallow Cereal from Kellogg's.
It's heartbreaking. The Reddit post that you shared here, the author mentions that they didn't buy it, which is always just so hard for me to see. You saw a new cereal and you just left it there, huh? Huh, interesting.
Justin, look me in the eyes, even though you can't literally look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes and tell me you would buy this cereal if you saw it, when you see what this cereal is. Now, Dan,
here's what I say, pal. I buy every cereal. Okay, I don't get picky. True. I don't give cereals a pass, but I am a journalist, you understand? I have to be. No, but this looks truly, truly wretched. Truly, I'm sitting here looking at it. It looks truly wretched. It has a distinguishing thing on it that I've never seen on a bag of cereal, Dan, and it says 1XL bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is basically another of Kellogg's using the same formula that they've used before, where it's kind of like their interpretation of Lucky Charms, where you've got sugar rings and Marbits.
Yeah.
But the thing is, every time Kellogg's has tried this, it's never even close to living up to the lofty standard of Lucky Charms. I don't know what kind of X factor Lucky Charms has in the oat and Marbit cereal formula, but they just can't seem to
made
to
too
match
much
that
at one point or something. They overspent on machines to make it.
Yeah, so it's billed as a marshmallow flavored cereal, which is unfortunate because this is probably the cereal that it makes the most sense to have be marshmallow flavored. It's just that
peeps, I guess.
Yeah, true. But marshmallow flavoring is just not really a flavoring, especially when it comes to something, as basic as a cereal where you don't have as much room to include flavor nuances because it all kind of blends into the whole crunchy equation.
Yeah, I don't know how aware you are, dear listener, of the process of making marshmallows, but if there is a flavor in there other than sugar or vanilla, it's like beef hoofs. So I don't know what exactly we were talking about with a marshmallow flavor, because the only other ingredient that I know of is gelatin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unless they're using real Squishmallow bones to make this. But
it's actually just the marrow.
Well, why do you think they're so squishy? They're deboned before they sell the
deboned,
plushies.
lovingly hand deboned.
I appreciate a company that makes use of every part of the Squishmallow. Nothing goes to waste.
Yeah, same with Kellogg's and this big vat of marshmallow cereal they made one time. You know what, Dan? I really think, what if they made all the Marbits at the same time, too? So now they're just looking for licenses where they can kind of make the shape make sense. Like they're going to do a hot air balloon cereal and a rocket-shaped cereal. Just anything that kind of looks vaguely like a cat's head.
Yeah, so there's only one Marbit shape. There's a couple different colors, but they're described as cam shapes, which I have to assume is the big calico Squishmallow's name.
Yes.
Because to me it just kind of looks like a little Furby-shaped marshmallow, so we can probably expect that next.
Yeah, it is also really, I don't know anything about Squishmallows really, other than what I've picked up as a parent, but I will say that part of like the whole appeal of the whole thing is like the variety of them, you know what I mean, like all these different characters and stuff. It seems like even offensive to like Squishmallows that you would have a cereal that's just like one dumb shape and nothing else. This really bums me out.
Yeah, I mean they're all kind of similar shaped creatures, so
I understand, but where's the character, you know?
Right.
Now, Dan, can we move on to this next cereal, because I am getting pretty excited over here about this one.
Yeah, it kind of seems like the U.S. has lost the mandate of heaven when it comes to huge cereal innovation, because there's crazy things going on in Mexico, apparently.
Mexico, y'all, they are on the next level of cereal innovation. I mean, some of the truly heaviest hitters of the past few years are from Mexico, including stuff like the outrageous tropical Fruit Loops.
I think that was the turning point, honestly.
Yeah,
that was when we
huge.
lost the competitive advantage as a nation.
They had a superior wild berry first, right? Didn't they have wild berry before us? Wild berry Fruit Loops before us as well?
So, yeah.
But this
is crazy. This is apparently for sale on Mexican Candy Lady already, so we're going to have to maybe buy some of this. But it's Kellogg's Extra Collection Bailey's flavored. And I've done a little research. It's not alcoholic in any way.
Sure.
So
we can
pretend.
this.
We can pretend the sugar rush is more than it is. But this is just it's just such an indulgent idea. I don't think something like this would even fly on American shelves just because of like the implications. But I don't know. I guess I haven't had enough Baileys to really be able to articulate the flavor.
So yeah, you're talking about it is a boozy cream. So you've got like a creamy, the main note is like a creamy note. A lot of people put it into their coffee is probably one of the biggest applications of Bailey's, because there's a lot of like Bailey's coffee creamer or what have you, but it's Irish cream. It's got some cocoa in there and Irish whiskey and cream. So it's cocoa, cream, and Irish whiskey. That's what we're talking about with Bailey's.
Yeah, it seems like the kind of thing where they're like, don't worry, this doesn't contain any alcohol, but if you want to try some sort of crazy concoction where you use Bailey's instead of milk, we're not going to stop you.
Now you are talking. Now I will even take it a little bit further than that, because there is a non-alcoholic Bailey's cold brew coffee. Now listen, if you want to get your morning off to an absolutely ripping start, I mean, no holds barred, no prisoners taken, try Bailey's Irish Cream dumped on top of Bailey's Irish Cream cereal with a splash of Bailey's Irish Cream cold brew coffee.
Wow, the old triple B.
Welcome to Binders, Bivens, and Bryce. This looks actually, Dan, this would be interesting if only because have we seen a alcoholic note, an alcoholic flavor note in cereal before?
Not. You know, the closest thing is when I ate a box of Neopet cereal that had expired 10 years prior. It did kind of taste like fermented red wine.
Yeah.
But I don't think intentionally it's ever been done before. There's been some like coffee cereals that have a more bitter element to it, and that is interesting to me, but I don't really know. I mean, like NA beers and liquors are pretty popular nowadays. Maybe there's something to that. I don't know.
This is I love the Extra Collection too, because is this the same line? Is that extra thing they got going over here? I have seen an extra pop up on the shelves at Walmart before. And I don't know if we've talked about that extra crispy clusters.
Yeah, it seems like kind of a catch-all like name brand for Kellogg's to just lump in a bunch of more like adult-oriented cereals and flavors.
Yeah.
I do recall, yes, trying this Kellogg's Extra Granola, which was like an $8+ box of granola, which, while it was really indulgent, really good granola, is hard to justify the price tag. So it does seem like a premium lineup that I guess has some other exciting flavors. I'm seeing Extra Barista Edition in either Canada or France, depending on where these are from. You got Extra Granola, Chocolate Latte. Yeah, they're doing some crazy stuff here. This is almost taking from the like HEB cerealology school of next level gourmet stuff, and I like it.
Yeah, this is very exciting. Now I got pretty pumped about Chex with Peanuts, but that's not this.
Sorry, this isn't really a new cereal by any measure of the word.
I got halfway through this actually happened to me, Dan, this morning while I was looking over the notes, like, Chex with Peanuts, hello. Like, characters.
Oh, Chex with Peanuts characters.
That's fine.
Yeah, it does seem like the cereal industry is in a bit of a lull when the best thing the American cereal market can bring us is Squishmallow cereal right now. So I had to dig a little deeper, but I did see these at my local Walmart and Target. Okay. And I think they're very cute boxes, mostly because I just really like the Peanuts characters. And they put a different character on the different flavors of Chex. You've got Linus on wheat Chex, Charlie Brown on corn Chex, Snoopy on rice Chex. I saw Lucy on cinnamon Chex, and perhaps my favorite is they put Pigpen on chocolate Chex.
That's
the
wild.
Dirty,
That's
filthy
a wild
boy.
Pull.
I think it's pretty funny, honestly.
Why
and
not?
I do like that this whole thing is like a reference to how the Peanuts used to be like the mascots for Chex Mix years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
And I did
remember the ads that had like the animated depictions of Chex Mix that had been like Peanutsified. It's great. Now that was Chex with Peanuts, I guess, because it's Chex Mix.
And I did see someone mention that Pigpen is actually like an intellectual choice for chocolate Chex because he's kind of the original Muddy Buddy, which you can make with Chex then. So I like
I'll
that.
allow it.
And now, Dan, I am thrilled to see that you got some new offerings that you got to sample. It's always a delight to hear your take on some new cereals, one of which I tried and sounds great. But Winterfest Pebbles, tell me about these, Dan. I have my theories, but
well, I'll be honest yet. I haven't tried any of these new cereals because I just got them from Walmart. So
I love this.
Well, not all from Walmart. These Winterfest Pebbles came. The Post sent them to me, and I haven't even opened the box that they came in, let alone the box that they are in. So let me. I got a knife here. I got to open this real quick.
All right.
Here. Now this is strange, Justin, because I've never experienced this before where I'm opening the cardboard box that the Pebbles box is in, and there's such a powerful aroma of Fruity Pebbles wafting out of the box, and the actual box of cereal is not only sealed, but still in bubble wrap. So I'm not sure whether they sprayed an additional perfumed fragrance of Fruity Pebbles to give this box greater eminence, but it does seem to be leaking more flavor or more aroma than a cereal box normally would.
I guess I'm kind of more nervous now than I was before, honestly. It sounds like a lot of power.
This thing is so aromatic. Yeah, I mean it's Winterfest Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows, so I guess I was expecting, I kind of knew that already going in, that it was just going to be Fruity Pebbles, but I'd be. But
you're feeling like it's maybe more of the scent than you were even anticipating. Are they a scent rich Fruity Pebbles?
It might be the fact that at some point in the shipping process, I'd say 60% of these pebbles got crushed into a fine gravelly dust.
Yeah.
So that might be like
delicious.
The chemical reaction, like micro pebbles floating out into the environment and into my nose.
You're gonna have that pink lung.
Wow, these are powerful.
Dan is at this point going to try some of the Winter Fresh Fruity Pebbles. I'm guessing they're going to taste like Fruity Pebbles, but with the addition of Marbits in them. The question, I think, is really going to be down to what flavor are the Marbits? Just a traditional vanilla? Are they some sort of bizarre cooling Marbit that's just like getting hit in the face with a snowball? I don't know. All I know is that I'm pretty low on vamping material, and I hope Dan is done chewing.
Yes, I just finished.
Rounding the corner.
So, in a weird turn of events, usually when you have cereals with marshmallows like this, the marshmallows tend to settle at the bottom. But I got like 60% marshmallows at the top. So it was a very nuts and gum style handful of just lots of chewy marshmallows with specks of crispy crunchiness in them.
Yeah.
And they're just normal Marbits. They're just normal Fruity Pebbles. This was kind of a pointless experiment.
Okay. Well, that's all. But how festive are they?
I mean, the Pebbles are red and green.
I love that.
The Marbits are white and shaped like snowballs. Mm-hmm. So,
well,
festive enough.
Festive enough, says Dan Goubert of serialistly.net. Next up, Dan, you got a new Special K here.
Yeah, it's weird. It does seem like, on the whole, it's not even the case that new cereals aren't coming out, but it does feel like the big cereal companies aren't promoting them as excitedly. Yeah. So we tend to just have random new cereals pop up on shelves that surprise me when I go to the store. And this was one of them. This is Caramel Special K. And I'll open this too if you have anything to say about Caramel and Special K in the meantime.
Yeah, I will say that Caramel Special K feels like so obvious a choice. I think if I had seen these in the store, I'm not sure that I would have known it was a new kind of cereal. I might have thought it was an old kind of cereal I had already tried or ignored, possibly. But caramel is a really conditional flavor for me. If you got a nice, strong caramel corn, dark caramel flavor, I'm really into it. I can remember there was a Superman cereal that had a good caramel flavor. I actually thought the caramel corn cereal from a while back had a good caramel flavor, but this is Caramel Special K, which is for the health nuts out there, of course. Special K, and who knows how well they've emulated the flavor here. Dan, we are all just on pins and needles waiting to hear the review for this thing. How did Caramel Special K treat you?
It's pretty good, I will say. It's hard because we just had those salted caramel honey bunches of oats, which I really, really loved because they elevated what was already good about honey bunches of oats and like the honeyed caramelization that's already there, and they kind of just turned the dial and amplified the dopamine that way. But this seems almost like a dial back from the Special K iced vanilla latte cereal that was like one of the other most recent Special K cereals. I think if you didn't try that one, you'll like these because, again, it's a nice caramel cereal, and I think the iconic wheat and rice Special K flakes lend themselves well as well to that level of caramelization. But if you had the coffee flavored version, it just kind of seems like they toned down the parts that were most interesting about that and kept the, more browner sweetness, I guess you could describe it as. But
yeah,
I do really like the vanilla flavored clusters that they have in here. They're not like fully coated yogurt clusters like sometimes you see in Special K cereals, which I do love the yogurt clusters. These are kind of just like sugar coated, vanilla coated clusters that add a really nice welcome, like brighter pop of sweetness into the, again, more caramelized notes. So there's not enough of them. There never are, of course, in situations like this, but another one of those boxes you need to give a hearty shake to get those up into the mix so they don't settle. It's good enough, I think. I think this one will be really good with milk. I just, I kind of miss the coffee flavor a little bit just because I have both the fortune and the misfortune of having tried a slightly better version of these very recently.
Well, Dan, in the interim, between now and we next hear your voice, you'll be opening a box of vanilla checks. Now, I found these on my store shelf, and this is another one where I might have assumed that they were old, but I found them in the section where the new cereals are at the Walmart. At my Walmart, typically you're going to find new stuff in the end cap or at the very beginning of the aisle. And sometimes you'll see them in the little, what do you call those little things in the middle? Like kiosks, I guess? Yeah. So I thought this was a pretty strong vanilla flavor. I think I compared them to the vanilla Tootsie Rolls that you can get sometimes. So I will be interested to see what Dan makes of this one. I'm kind of a sucker for a big fake vanilla flavor, so I think that'll be really dependent on your enjoyment of the product. But I'm curious to hear what Dan has to say.
I need some water. I can't eat 3 cereals in a row.
Okay, man, go get some water.
Yeah, I think you're pretty spot on with this being like a really good vanilla cereal. Why don't all vanilla cereals taste like
right?
this?
It's like, hey, you like vanilla? Here's a lot of it.
Because most vanilla cereals, they just do like the birthday cake or, you know, like what I expect from the Squishmallows marshmallow cereal where it's just more sugar. But this actually has some interesting notes of real vanilla to it. And, you know, me at heart, I prefer the limited edition checks that use like a corn base versus these rice ones. I just feel like the rice doesn't add anything, but it does act as a nice neutral platform for the vanilla here that really allows it to shine. So
I think that this is one of the I usually completely agree with you. I think it's wheat, corn, rice are my power rankings personally, but I think that you never can see wheat get deployed in fun cereals like this someday, man. But I think that rice for this, if you had used corn, I think with the sweetness, it might have gotten a little too cloying. It's like the light crispiness of the rice, I think, is a nice complement to how sweet it is. I worry it might get a little bit thick if it was a corn thing, but I don't know. Maybe a blend. I mean, I'm always in favor of a blend.
Yeah, it is something that I worry might get a little old the more I eat of it. It's a little still one-dimensional, which is why... You know, we've talked about it on multiple shows now, how there's also a strawberry vanilla Chex out there, which I have since learned is a Sam's Club exclusive. So I think I'm going to order some of that online and have it ready to review for the next episode.
Yeah, I liked it. I will say once it got into milk and lost, it just got... the milk got a little overbearingly sweet for my taste as that coating started to dissolve off. But I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah, really intelligently done.
We have a question here from you, our beloved listeners, and it says, "Hello, Dan and Justin. If you were tasked to create the next big cereal shape, what would you choose? It cannot be any common or popularly existing shape currently on the market. A new, never-before-done shape is the goal. Relatedly, is there a shape or cereal piece you saw or ate once that you would like to make a comeback?" That's from Rit.
I think this is a very interesting question. I'm honestly surprised we've never, like, talked about it before. Like, what our dream cereal shape would be.
Well, you're asking us to do what the greats haven't been able to achieve in the past 100 years of cereal innovation. I mean, we can sit here and try to tell you, but, like, we got the best and brightest minds in cereal trying to do this all day, every day. I don't know why we can just stroll into Valhalla and presume to be, you know, able to do with the kings.
Well, I think
and
the
queens.
question presumes that maybe budget is no issue here.
Sure, that's a really good, yeah.
But you did see with like that Rhett and Link Good Mythical Morning cereal that they tried like a bold new like macaroni shaped cereal piece, and you know, despite the fact that the flavor they put on that piece was not good at all, I still think the piece itself was very smart and sort of progressive in that department.
Listen, they already bought the extruder, so they might as well keep making it, you know?
But I would like to see more cereal shapes that are based on pasta shapes, personally, because I think, like, look at how many good shapes of pasta there are out there. Yeah. I would love to see
Oh, you know what I'd love to eat is rotini.
Oh, rotini cereal.
Rotini cereal. Dan, What if they did a rotini cereal that was a Taco Bell cinnamon crunch cereal? You know what I mean? Because it's like the shape of the cinnamon twists are similar to rotini.
Well, they did do that cinnamon twist cereal.
Yeah, but if you had the rotini shape, oh man, that'd be delicious.
Yeah, I'd love to see a cavatappi cereal with sort of like the DNA spiral, or I know they just like invented a new pasta shape, right? That was supposed to be
the
like
podcast The Sporkful just invented the cascatelli, which is a waterfall shaped pasta.
Yeah, it was designed for maximum sauceability, they say.
Right, exactly.
And
I'm not sure it would have much of a milk application, but
yeah, what would a cereal shape designed for maximum milkability look like?
You know, Dan, you'd almost need like a loose center, like a hard exterior that has some like loose cereal in the center that gets soaked. Just turns into like a loot. I mean, grape nuts. It's the answer to the question.
Yeah, that's very
You basically
true.
just need grape nuts.
I want to see. I think my dream cereal shape would be something almost like inspired by like an oyster, where you have like a Crispix basically, where it's like a permeable cage, but inside of that is another like loose cereal pearl that sort of rolls and rattles around inside.
Wouldn't that
of
be
it.
Interesting? Because that could like hold up texturally, right?
And then when it gets milked, it's sort of like forming this interdimensional cage to hold the milk and the cereal inside of. And that could disintegrate really interestingly.
Let us rank a few cereals, Dan. We have this list, this ongoing list of our power ranking of all cereals ever made. We are working on it as we go. It is a living document.
Now I have a question. You're operating off of like a Wikipedia list of cereals, right?
I don't remember actually where I found the initial list. It felt like a good place to start, and then okay, so you are on these. Okay.
Let's remind the listeners that last episode we made the controversial decision to pick grape nuts as the current best cereal to
Wow, that was
exist.
bracing to just open up and see, Dan.
Jump scare. Happy Halloween.
Jump scare, no kidding. Happy Halloween, guys. You ranked grape nuts as the best cereal of all time. We got to get some other cereals on this list. Okay. I'm going to open up my random number generator. I'm going to pick a number from 938 cereals currently on here. That number does change as we find duplicates and remove them, but we have number 50 today, and that is going to give us number 50 is Dan, it's Captain Crunch.
Oh, like the original?
Like OG, no joke, Captain
Straight
Crunch.
to the top.
I mean, straight to the top. That's not even hard, right? I mean, it's Captain Crunch. The fact that he just pulled in there, I hope he's comfortable. Make yourself comfortable, Captain.
That's kind of embarrassing for grape nuts. They waited 170 years just to be dethroned instantly.
All right, let's get another one. Oh wait, hold on. I have to bold Captain Crunch, although I can't see us forgetting that we've already. Okay, 483 will give us Indiana Jones cereal by Kellogg's from
straight to
2000.
Straight to the top.
Yeah, right. Indiana Jones from Kellogg's from 2008, 2009. Full disclosure, I don't immediately remember this one, but I do need to see. Okay, yes, now I do remember this one. This was let me see, I need to enhance on the pieces here. Chocolate Puffs. It's a chocolate cereal with marshmallows based on Kano the Crystal Skull. So you got some Crystal Skull Marbits in there. Some...
I can't tell. Is that a torch, it looks like?
Perhaps a torch? Yeah. Okay, let's call that a torch. And then there's like a brown lump. Okay, sorry. Crystal Skull, Indy's hat, torch, and the Temple of Akator, which is just a triangle. So let's not.
That's quite the complex architecture to try and reduce to a marbit.
Yeah, the Temple of Agathar is just, they're all just different kinds of triangles, but the skulls are funny.
Mm-hmm. This kind of hails from the same school as the Pigpen cereal, where you're putting a historically dirty man on a chocolate cereal.
Yeah. What do you think about this, Dan?
Well, it's a chocolate puffed cereal with marshmallows, and I think we're going to end up getting a lot of those on this list.
Sure, yeah.
By the end of it, I do like Indiana Jones as a character. It's pretty fun, but I mean, it's not doing anything super crazy as a cereal, so I have trouble. It's definitely near the bottom for me.
Yeah, I'm feeling like that for me. It would be a new 15. I think that's about where my interest would be. Right above.
Are we moving Hershey's down or moving it up?
I would put this. Ooh, I would put this actually. You know what? You're right. A new 16. I would bump down Razzle Dazzle Rice Krispies and Popeye Fruit Curls, etc., and go right below Hershey's Cookies and Cream. Although these Marbits are fun. What do you think?
Do we really feel strongly enough about fruit and fiber and the health cereals triad that is occupying a lot of interesting space?
You want to bump this to like a new 10, maybe?
It's not even that. It's just that, like, I know we can't retroactively retcon decisions we've made. It's just really troubling me to see Hershey's Cookies and Cream like 5 spots below Curve's Fruit and Nut cereal. Don't move it, Justin. You can't. It's set in stone.
Dan, I'm gonna, because I don't want you to be troubled by this project. This is supposed to be a meditative podcast about cereal, and I'm gonna bump this up. You tell me the new placement. This is our podcast, Dan.
I'd
Where
say
do you want to put it?
9, 10, 11 goes Iceberry Pebbles, Hershey's Cookies and Cream, Indiana Jones, and then we continue with the list from there.
So, Iceberry Pebbles, and then Hershey's Cookies and Cream. There's no rules to this. This is just us here. Iceberry Pebbles, Hershey Cookies and Cream, Indiana Jones. There. I love it. So let me bold Indiana Jones, the cereal of the movie. That's a great skull, Marbit. Good for you. Good for you, pal. Let me give one more number because then we can wrap up. But super quick, I want to do one more because I love. We need to do an episode soon, Dan. That's just this. I find it so soothing. I want to just make ships in a bottle and rank cereals. That's all I want to do.
Well, at the rate the new cereal market is coming out, that probably won't be a problem.
Yeah. 285 is Donkey Kong Jr. cereal from Ralston, 1983-84.
Look,
another
Justin,
short-lived Ralston product. Ralston, I don't even know is a going concern anymore, right? I think
they merged
Ralston
with Purina and started making dog food, I believe.
Okay.
Which is kind of the natural evolution of a cereal company.
I have a great picture of this box, and can I say it's outstanding? I mean, we have some huge, big, bold colors here. The big ape himself, Donkey Kong Jr., is swinging in with a mitt full of banana and non-disclosed red fruit. And that is what the cereal pieces are, too. It looks like banana runts and red balls, probably crunch berries, if I had to guess. And there's no specific fruit flavors listed here. It just says it's wild about fruit flavor as a concept, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to be real, Justin. This is one of those cereals that I hold in such high regard simply because it seems to contain the very ethos, the very spirit of cereal itself.
Yeah.
It's got bold colors. It's got ambiguous fruit flavor. It's got video game characters on the box.
It's got baseball cards.
There's another box that you can get your own Donkey Kong Jr. Pez dispenser inside. This is like cereal distilled, like an era of cereal specifically.
100%.
A vanguard of an entire eon.
It's one of those like look up cereal in the encyclopedia and you should have Donkey Kong Jr. It's an aesthetic ideal.
This is this is a top 3 for me. I'm willing to die on this hill.
Yeah, so you would put now, man. It's just there's no way we could speak to the flavor of this at all, right?
We had country cornbread at number 2 for like 3 weeks.
Dan, with all due respect, I bet I could tell you what country cornbread tastes like. I think I could get that one pretty close. If I was in the lab, the cereal lab, I think I could replicate that one.
But at the same time, if we're delving into abstraction, what's more in the spirit of cereal's golden era than that flavor that's on the tip of your brain, on the tip of your brain stem, that you can't quite articulate except you know there's magic in it?
To me, I am feeling a new 4. I would put it at 4 below honeycomb, personally. But as an aesthetic ideal, I don't think we're going to top it. So I would be okay with 3. Because honestly, as much as I like honeycomb, it's not like necessarily a cereal I'm reaching for constantly.
Mm-hmm. That is my concession. I'm feeling 3. I'll give you an exception later on if I disagree.
No, it looks, y'all, you can't go look at the cereal, seriously. If you're wondering how it could make 3 based on the box alone, this is a cereal box.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We hope you've enjoyed yourself. If you have any cereal thoughts you want to share with us, we got an email address. It's mail@bowl.rest. Dan, who do we owe gratitude to this week?
We'd like to thank Chris Zabriskie for our opening theme of The Sun is Scheduled to Come Out Tomorrow, Bria Davis for creating our amazing podcast branding, as well as M. Loper and Samuel Rarden for designing our Empty Bowl merchandise.
That is going to do it for this week of the show. So be sure to join us again next time. Until then, Dan is going to tell us one more time, just like he always does.
Don't forget to drink the sweet milk of your oystered pearl, classic custom cereal shape designed for maximum milkability.